This is the first video on making book reviews, and I'll be beginning with the introductory chapter of the book Psychology of Money. There are three key takeaways from this chapter. The first being smart minds can make poor decisions. In the introductory chapter, the author emphasizes that financial success is more about behavior and less about intellectual ability. He shares the story of a tech executive who accumulated great wealth by inventing a crucial Wi-Fi component. But despite of that, the executive's habits like showing off his wealth, carrying stacks of cash, impulsively tossing gold coins into the ocean, can you imagine that? Eventually, all this led to his financial downfall. His story highlights a vital lesson. Even the most intelligent individuals can lose their wealth if they fail to manage their emotions. The opposite of that is also true. People who cultivate good financial habits can become wealthy even without formal education or being good with numbers. It is a myth that you need to be good at numbers in order to be good at your finances. That's not true. And that brings us to our second key takeaway. The second key takeaway is behavior over education is the key to financial success. He gives a story of two people. The first one is Ronald Read, a janitor and a gas station worker. He led a very simple and modest life. He purchased a $12,000 home and lived in that for the rest of his life. When he passed away in 2014, at the age of 92, his estate was worth over $8 million, most of which he donated to charity. Now, this success came from consistently saving, investing in dependable stocks, and letting time work its magic. That's it. It's pretty simple, there's nothing fancy. Now, I'm not saying that you should save all your life, not spend a rupee and then die rich. I'm just trying to tell you the power of disciplined and rational investing. And on the other hand, the second person was Richard Fuscone, a Harvard-educated finance executive. He lived an extravagant lifestyle and borrowed really heavy, but when the 2008 financial crisis hit, he was bankrupt. His borrowing left him bankrupt. The critical difference between these two men wasn't education or intelligence, it was just behavior. Patience, discipline, and long-term thinking far outweighed any formal education in determining the financial outcomes. To elaborate on this point, you may have heard the advice, take a home loan at 8 to 9% and invest your money in the market for a return of 12%. While this sounds great, on paper or on an Excel it is great, but reality is so much different. The interest you pay on a loan is fixed, but the market returns are variable. Yes, you might profit in the end, but there is no guarantee you'll make it till the end. How many people can stay invested for 20 years? I feel barely 5% if not less. Imagine you invest for 20 years expecting 12% return while paying a 9% interest on your loan. After 5 years, the market crashes and you see a loss in your portfolio. When the market crashes, there is usually a financial strain and panic all around. In that situation, if you lose your stream of income which was paying your EMIs, you might be forced to sell your investments. Now, there are three kinds of losses one will face over here. The first is, till now you only had a notional loss which is now converted into a real loss in your books. Second is you missed out on fixed returns you could have earned in safer options like FD or any other post office for these 5 years. The third is you will lose out on the profits when the markets recover. Do not forget the financial strain, mental fatigue, health issues that you will go through or you might go through during this period of stress and anxiety. Now coming to the third point, the third key takeaway is emotions shape your financial choices. The author points out that despite finance attracting some of the brightest minds from these universities all around the world, it hasn't necessarily improved the ability to make better financial decisions. In fields like farming or chemistry or even infrastructure, where you see there is experimentation and there is progress, personal finance often remains stagnant. The quality of decisions haven't improved. There is experimentation, but there is no progress. In fact, there has been deterioration in making financial choices due to the simple reason being all our human efforts since centuries have been on improving the outer world, and close to zero efforts have been put in improving your inner world, which is managing your emotions, managing your behavior, and understanding your core personality. I'll be attaching a few paragraphs that I found really important from this chapter. You can pause and have a look at them one by one. And do let me know if you find such videos useful, as I'm planning to come up with one such video on a weekly basis where I'll try explaining a chapter from a book so that you can get a structured way in which you can consume information.